Hello everyone, my name is Idiotic Synergy, and today we are talking about the Deserter, one of my personal favourite bounty hunters, and I'm really tempted to buy the model. I really want to get this model because I like the Deserter. I really want to get the model, but it's 24 fucking quid. But saying that, you do get Yar Umbra as well. Decisions. Anyway, I really want the model because I like the Deserter. The Deserter is really fucking cool. Seriously, he's probably one of my favorite bounty hunters in the entire game. The story behind him is really interesting. The fact that he basically used to be part of the Necromundan 8th Regiment, and then just went slightly batshit insane, and now lives at the bottom of the hive, and yeah, no one disturbs him, or whenever a gang wants to hire him, they send in a bunch of Juves after him. And if he doesn't kill them all and they manage to talk for long enough, he gets hired. It's a really interesting idea for a character, and I really want this character to appear in stories and stuff. I don't know if he does, but I really like this character. I like the armor that he wears because it's all Necromundan 8th, and I really, if I ever get into Guard, I either want to do Mordian Iron Guard or Necromundan 8th, because both regiments are really fucking cool. Anyway, the model itself tells a story. He's a very old man with a shotgun and some guard armor. That's all you need to know. That is really all you need to know, really. Also, he's got one hell. His back must be breaking because look, he carries this around with him at all times. It's so good. It is so good, and I like his. I like the. I like the fact that most of his face is gone, and instead they had to put in this plate, and like his eye is gone and stuff, and you can see like the wiring and everything. It's so cool. It's such a cool model. Also, he's got his dog tags, and yeah, I like the model. And in game, he's surprisingly quite decent. Though, when I say decent, not so much in the killing part of being a hired gun, but more so in the supporting your gang. Let me show you what I mean. So these are the rules for the Deserter, and if we scroll above here, we can see, his backstory, and yeah, he just lives at the bottom of the Underhive, setting traps for everyone, and no one can really get to him because, there's traps everywhere, and he does kill enforcers quite well, so everybody sort of leaves him be. But they do hire him if they can. Anyway, the rules for the Deserter is they're alright. I mean, he is 225 credits, and it's not bad, but it's certainly not the best. And let me just show you what I mean. So movement 4, that's below average, nowhere near as bad as Grendelson. Uh, Weapon skill 3, that's quite good. Ballistic skill 4, that's average. Strength 3, toughness 4. That's kind of surprising because for some reason I always thought it was toughness 3, but he's not. He's also toughness 4, so same toughness as a Goliath. Wounds 2, initiative 4, attacks 2. Attacks 2 is quite good, 2 wounds is quite good, initiative 4 is average. Leadership 7, cool check 6, willpower 7, and intelligence 8. So it's average, slightly above average, average, and slightly below average. I did say that one was above average, I hope I did. Anyway, that doesn't matter. His weapons are a shotgun, surprising no one because he's just armed with a massive shotgun, and it's got both solid and scatter, which is long range, which for solid is long range 16, short range 8, strength 4, damage 2, no AP, but it's got knockback and 4, and has a 4 up to reload. Shotgun scatter is shorter range at 8 inches. If you're shooting at short range, then it's +2 to your accuracy. Strength 2, damage 1, but scatter shot, so you have a lot of shots with scatter shot, obviously. And obviously to reload that is a 4. He's got frag grenades, that's not really worth mentioning. And he's also got a fighting knife with 2 attacks. That's quite good. With having 2 attacks. Now, unlike Yarumbra, who's just 5 more credits than him, at first glance you might think he's kind of useless, well, in comparison to Yarumbra. So why would anyone bring this bounty hunter? Well, it's because he helps your gang more than he does put out, damage to other gangers. He's more of a support role rather than a bona fide assassin. And his warg is quite good, actually. Armoured undersuit and flak armour, that's average for enforcers, but the armoured undersuit does help, and so does the flak armour, but his skills are what makes this character really interesting, because they're not designed to kill gangers, they're designed to help your gang. Medicare, Mentor, and Overseer. Now, if you bear with me, I'm going to jump cut to the skills. So, jump cut. So, the skills for Mentor and Overseer are here under Leadership. Mentor, each time another friendly model within 6 inches gains 1 experience, this model can pass a leadership test to have the other model gain 2 experience instead. What that means is that if it does kill another ganger, and they gain an experience for taking a ganger off the board in melee or shooting, then while this guy is near, you can gain 2 experience. Basically, it's a really nice way of leveling up your ganger, especially as experience in Necromunda is rather slow to gain, because the upgrades that you can get with experience are really quite good, including, more toughness, more strength. If you played Necromunda, you'd know. Or sometimes if you're really lucky, you can get new skills or like better ballistic or weapon skill. So that's why experience in Necromunda is rather slow. But having this model helps speeds it up slightly. Overseer is a really interesting skill because you can spend a double action and if active or mobile to a friendly target to target a friendly fighter within 6 inches, to immediately activate and make 2 actions as if it was the target's own turn. So it can can target any friendly fighter. So you spend his activation controlling another ganger, if you will. And this is regardless of whether the target is ready or not, and does not affect the target's ready status. So say for example that someone was out of charge range for a friendly ganger, and you're within 6 with the deserter. You can point to the person who's out of range, spend 2 action points to basically control the ganger, and get them to move closer or close enough to do a charge. And then when it's that person's turn, when it's that person's activation, depending if they get pinned or not, they can just charge in or shoot. It's a really, really good skill to have. The other skill that I think I looked at before and went, oh, that's shit, was Medicare. Medicare is really interesting. Basically, you re-roll any out-of-action results when assisting a recovery test. So if you roll a skull on the recovery dice, and you're trying to help, and this model is trying to do a recovery test, then you can re-roll it. So basically, you can discount out of action, but if you roll another out of action, then yeah, your ganger is dead. Anyway, that might sound confusing, and I'm terrible at explaining, but it's a really good thing to have. So this bounty hunter isn't exactly made to kill things, it's more made to support your gang, and that's quite interesting. And I like that. I like that a lot. And he's only 225 credits. And though there are better choices for bounty hunters, I'm not saying that he's the best one. I am saying that this one is quite... I'm saying that this one's quite good and shouldn't be overlooked. Because gaining more experience and getting someone to do a double action, whether that be move or shoot, or aim and shoot, and then, you know, without removing the ready status, is quite good. And I recommend you pick him up. He's a cool model. In fact, Yarumbra and the Deserter are really cool models, but it's £24, so it's basically 12 quid a model. And yeah, and they're resin as well, but I do want the Deserter. Anyway, I've been Idiotic Synergy, and I'll see you later. Remember, take care and stay safe.